Good morning. Welcome to White Bear Unitarian Universalist Church. I am Reverend Jessica Clay. My pronouns are she, her. Leading worship with me today are Amy Peterson, Casper, Tim Nelson, and Rack, and our wonderful choir. Thank you for that beautiful piece, choir. Home. Kristen Kuster wrote the piece we just heard, Home, while her father was dying in hospice. Rest your sorrows quiet now. I am thankful for you, she wrote. I am thankful for you all. Wherever you are in your life, we are glad you have gathered here in this place and online on this morning in our spiritual home. We are here to help care for your children, bless them as they leave the nest, care for you as you make your way, and bear witness at the end of your lives. We are here to proclaim our values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. And from the core of these is love. We move from this love out into the world. So welcome to our home of love. If you are visiting this morning, welcome. You're invited to join us for a 12-minute intro and tour after the service. Meredith, who has the sign down in front, will be by the fabric wall to meet you and help you get to know our congregation. Love is the spirit of this church, and it leads us to proclaim who we are. And what better way to proclaim who we are than a brand spanking new website? That's right. Many thanks to Aaron. Aaron Scott has worked many hours, has probably spent more time with this website than she planned on. Am I right? Yes. And the result is just beautiful and welcoming and tells everyone who wants to check us out who we are. Oh, there you go. Little videos. Yes. So please do check it out. And if you notice any bugs, feel free to reach out to Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. Love also calls us into community, what's happening next Saturday, everyone? The auction. Jean is going to come up, our chair of the auction. Yes, we moved announcements to the beginning. We're just keeping everybody on their toes now for a brief announcement.
Good morning. Well, it's 6 days away, and I'm still standing. Thanks to, I'm feeling good because at least 45 people have volunteered to help, and it is the work of the congregation. If you have not yet been to the auction website, which you can get to through our awesome new website, there's a link there. Please check out the calendar. In these times, uncertain times, we're wondering if anybody is going to get their just desserts in court. Well, you can get your just desserts in by bidding on one of the 3 offerings that are called just desserts. I think chocolate, lemon, and apple, if I'm not confused. There are mysteries to be solved, too. Did Rack actually offer swimming lessons? You better go to... you better go to the catalog and find out. We're going to have a delicious and tasty dinner, and there are still tickets available, but as they say, they're going fast, so make sure that you check it out. And now there's something that you haven't heard a lot about. Perhaps you don't need to add another dessert to your widening waistband. You don't need to buy lots of other things, but you do want to contribute. And we have something that's called the Fund a Need. And as a congregation, we agreed that this year's Fund a Need should support our staff. We were not able to give them the cost of living raise that they needed, and so this is your opportunity to contribute to that for our great fund, for our great staff. So please consider that as well. And I hope to see you all here next Saturday at the Great Give and Gather.
Thank you, Jean. And love calls us to justice. Kaz has a brief announcement for us as well.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kaz Burr. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm the ministerial intern here at White Bear. We've partnered with the political organizing group Isaiah, and they're having a large agenda launch and anti-authoritarianism strategy training on Saturday, December 13th at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Their goal is to bring together 5,000 Minnesotans from across the state and kick off a movement towards mobilizing people for next year's midterms, which I know we just had an election, but already thinking a year ahead. Attending this rally and partnering with Isaiah is a concrete way for folks to make their voices heard in our current political environment. Protests are amazing and definitely have their place, but this rally will help folks address this question of what else can I do, or maybe the question of what is the next step. We had 14 folks sign up last Sunday, and we're trying to hit 50, if that's possible. So if you have interest, Gretchen Dorn is going to be out in the social hall after service today, and please stop by. I'll try to be hanging around there too, and we can talk to you about it. But thank you.
Welcome to church this morning. It is good to be together.
Come in. Come into this place which we make holy by our presence. Come in with all your vulnerabilities and strengths, fears and anxieties, loves and hopes. For here you need not hide nor pretend. For here nor be anything other than who you are and who you are called to be. Come into this place where we can touch and be touched, heal and be healed, forgive and be forgiven. Come into this place where the ordinary is sanctified, the human is celebrated, the compassionate is expected. Come into this place. Together we make it a holy place.
I'm Tim Nelson. I use he, him pronouns. When I walk, I notice. When I notice, my awareness shifts. And when my awareness shifts, I become grateful, deeply grateful. I first encountered Chet Ramo, a retired professor of physics and astronomy, when I read his book called The Path, A 1-Mile Walk Through the Universe. In it, he explores his daily journey from his home to the college, a 1-mile path that he walked for nearly 40 years. From the vantage point of curiosity and wonder, he pays attention to all that he encounters on this familiar path that would otherwise seem very mundane. This spiritual practice led to a sense of gratitude. Over the last 30 years or so, Margot and I have walked our ordinary St. Paul neighborhood paths, that have ushered us into a sense of deep wonder and gratitude. I'm grateful for the 5-year-old child who indiscriminately scattered seeds on the boulevard, resulting in the most beautiful wildflower garden. I'm grateful for the catalpa tree and the large platter-sized leaves that soak in the sun that hang on long into the fall, still hanging on the trees as we walk our neighborhood now. I'm grateful for the kindergarten twins who we saw one day on the street walking by their house. Their parents and grandparents were getting ready to take them to the No Kings rally. And when I asked them how it was a few days later, they said, "It was amazing." I'm grateful for the neighbors that we greet by name. I'm grateful for the sun coming through the trees on the path in the woods where deer watch us with curiosity. I'm grateful for the wetland paths with the mallards and wood ducks, with the turtles basking in the sun, with red-winged blackbirds calling with that trill that takes me back to my childhood. For me, walking these paths becomes a spiritual exercise, a spiritual practice. My spiritual director reminds me to pay attention to what is right in the world. To pay attention to what is right in the world. And these days, more than ever, I need moments of wonder and curiosity that lead me into gratitude. In the midst of all the news that continues to unravel every day, the nonstop social media chatter, I need paths that remind me of what is right in this world. And for me, the result is gratitude. And so I light the chalice today with an invitation to practice gratitude by paying attention to the simple things around us. May we find the places and the people that remind us of what is right in this world and go there often. Please join me in the opening words. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Please rise in body or spirit for the singing of our first hymn, which is number 1010, We Give Thanks, in your teal hymnal. We'll sing it twice.
I'd like to invite those who would like to come forward for the story to come join me right up front here. My name is Amy. I'm the Director of Religious Education. And this morning, I wanted to share a little bit about this month's theme. So this month's theme is nurturing gratitude. And we may have heard lots about the monthly themes throughout the year. These are ideas that give us a chance to dive deeper into these concepts. And we hope that they might challenge us or give us an opportunity to share a little bit about our own ideas and stories related to these ideas and concepts. And this month's theme, as I said, is nurturing gratitude. So this made me think not just about what I'm grateful for, but also how I hold space to notice the things that I'm grateful for, because it is so easy to rush around through my day without noticing the people and the pets and the acts of kindness and the beauty of the world around me, the food, the communities, the kiddos in my life that nourish me. And so sometimes to do this, I might hold space for journaling before bed, or I might make a little list of the things that I was grateful for during the day. Do any of you do this? Gratitude journaling? I'm seeing a few nods. Do you all do this? No, you don't have a gratitude journal yet? Yeah. Sometimes when I'm in a particularly big hurry, like I'm driving in traffic and feeling super annoyed, I take a stoplight as an invitation to stop, look, and listen, even though I feel super annoyed about it, right? Stop, look, listen. What are you grateful for? Can you think of things? Yeah. So when my kids were younger, I would challenge them to spell Mississippi as fast as they could anytime we were crossing over the Mississippi River, as a way to remember that we were in the midst of this amazing body of water. You think you can do it with me? Can we spell Mississippi really fast? Ready, set, M. Well done. It was less popular, it's been less popular as we're driving. I often like to shout at my kids, "Peep the leaves," as we're driving around in the fall and we see the amazing fall color around us. Can you say it with me? Peep the leaves. It's easy to drive past just on a destination to get where we're going as fast as we can while ignoring the beauty that surrounds us always. In our classes, we always end our time with a special blessing. We say, grateful for being, can you say it with me? Grateful for being here. Grateful for being here together now. I used to just end it grateful for being here together, but our high school youth remind me that the now at the end is very important to pull us into the moment we're in. And at mealtime, sometimes I light a chalice at my home just to take a moment to be grateful for our meal and for one another. Do you do this ever at home? Do you have a chalice at home? Some of you do. Yeah. And we do this here too, right? On Wednesday nights when we gather, we take a moment for a sung grace, to sing out loud together and name the blessings that we are grateful for. And we do this because we know that we are all coming from busy days and busy lives, and that when we stop, look, and listen, we can appreciate the fullness of the community that surrounds us. Let's do that now. Let's look around at the community that surrounds us in this moment. And when we sing our blessing, we say, I'm grateful for the sun and for the water and land, for the love in our hearts and the work of our hands, for the table that's set and the meals that we share. Let us hold one another in love and in care. I love this blessing. We're actually going to sing it this morning to our children as we sing them on their way to the programming instead of our usual blessing. So I'm going to invite you to rise in body or spirit. And we're going to sing the words are in your order of service. Let us sing.
Let's take a moment of stillness and quiet together. Just take a few deep breaths. We are holding a few of us in light and love today. For my brother Travis, on his birthday today, may he find recovery before it is too late. This is from Tim Perfect. I'd like to lift up a friend and mentor who is going through treatment for cancer at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, George Ressler. We'd now like to offer time to speak into the room or hold in the silent sanctuaries of our hearts the names of those we are holding with us today. Joys and sorrows can come at us in waves, and navigating this ocean can be a difficult journey. One moment the waters will be still, so still that you feel like you can skip the rock for a mile. The next moment you might find yourself in a storm that feels like it will never end. WBUUC is a place where, regardless of where we are at on our journeys, we still connect, still find time to be in community with one another. Let this place hold you. Today we hold in our hearts those who are losing their food stamps due to the cuts in SNAP. And we pray that this funding will be restored quickly. SNAP has been a lifeline for so many, feeding and nourishing Americans. We pray for all those affected by this cruel decision. We also hold in our hearts our immigrant siblings who continue to be torn from their families and imprisoned here and abroad. We see you and know that our hearts are always with you. Veterans Day is also on Tuesday, and we want to lift up and send love to all those who have served and their families. This makes me think of my mom's dad who served. It's a tough thing to wrestle with, the violence and war that it has, the effect that it has on families. So we want to lift that up today as well. We send love and healing today to our neighbors and loved ones experiencing addiction, battling all that compulsiveness brings. We hold those who are struggling physically, or maybe wrestling with a diagnosis. In these fast times, we pray for the ability to slow down, hear the wind, hear the leaves rustle. We thank the earth for all she continues to give us. And we pray for the ability to open ourselves up and receive her gifts. If you would, please join me in one more moment of silence. Blessings, thank you. Please remain seated and join me in singing Call Down a Blessing. If you're on Zoom, the words will appear on your screens, and if you're in the sanctuary here, they will appear on the sanctuary screens.
Joy
You are a blessing to us. Thank you for blessing us with your presence this morning. And we bless those who are not here but benefit from the work of this church with our generosity, the ways that we serve, the ways that we give. Each week, we invite generosity to support our mission in growing our souls and serving the world. Thank you for partnering with us to support this important work. The offering will now be received. Our reading this morning is "Oh, Thank You" by Rosemary Watola Trommer. My wonder has a hill in it, grassy and steep, and a sky so blue it feels as if I must have imagined it. There are gravestones there, some so old and covered with orange lichen I can't read the dates, and other stones engraved with the names of people I love. My wonder has in it the scent of fallen leaves and the warm laughter of women, bright yellow feathers, and a song I once learned from listening to the air. A candle filled with marigold petals that stays lit despite the wind, and sometimes a Steller's jay flying through. There is room enough in it for every version of myself to enter, even the selves I have yet to meet, even the selves I might push away, even the selves I have thought were myself. All of them slip away. Wandering the hill, I am certain of little except the fertileness of not knowing, the necessity for love, and the gift of being given new eyes. My wonder has a hill in it, Rosemary Watola Trommer wrote. My wonder has a hill, grassy and steep, and a sky so blue I feel as if I must have imagined it. She is describing that moment, you know, the moment that makes you pause and notice, those moments when life feels a bit more vivid, kind of like that tree out that window, very vivid and beautiful. And these moments are often very fleeting, and they sustain us for the hard times. But lately, my sense of wonder, at times it feels like a wound, like an ouch without imagination, like wonder might be just pushing it a bit too far, too much. Sometimes the pain of the world feels closer as our hearts tune in to each other and the seasons of life. 1 year ago this Sunday, we gathered together in grief, wonder a far-off thing, holy and righteous anger burning. Underneath that, heartbreak and fear of what was to come. We gathered together a year ago after the election that Wednesday evening in this darkly lit sanctuary with candles lit. We cried together. I remember standing here in the dark, looking out at all of your faces, watching the tears come down and knowing that we together would be changed by this. And we have been. Those immediate weeks after the election, many of us threw ourselves into the holidays as if we could just distract ourselves a bit from that apocalypse that was on the horizon. If we could just find joy with our teeth gritted, decorate our houses anyway, give thanks anyway, and then maybe the new year, just maybe, wouldn't be as bad as we thought, right? And here we are, 575,600 minutes later, and it has been as bad as we thought, if not worse. I have laid awake more nights than I can count, worried for myself and my family. I lay awake wondering how much I can speak up if my safety is at risk. What are the risks I'm willing to take? Feeling hopeless and anxious, sad and depressed. And as I feel all these things, I'm also aware of my own privilege, and I continuously am discerning how I can best use my privilege to speak up and show up when needed. For I do not know the feeling of being afraid to leave the house because of the risk of being disappeared. And we, many of us, bound up by our interdependence, lie awake at night, afraid for ourselves and others. So if you're feeling this, you're not alone. And we, many of us, sit in the valley of the shadow of death and cry and rail at the fascist state we are living in. We wonder, what can we do? Are we doing enough? Together, in community, we discern the answer. After the inauguration this past January, I preached many a sermon asking you to call your representatives. Some of you might remember those. Some of you might have gotten a little tired of me saying that. I was asking you to do something. I was trying to find that right balance between encouraging all of us, including myself, to participate in activism and at the same time tend to our grief and our fear. And it keeps getting worse and worse. And sometimes I will be up until 9 or 10 or later on a Saturday night, wondering, what could I say that will matter? I have a degree in words that tell the practice of hope. I believe in hope, joy, and gratitude, and in the face of the trauma we're going through, words fall short. But it's coming. Stay with me. But we know there's a bigger truth. That it's not about me and my words, it's about us. That we come together to be reminded that in these hard times, there will always be singing. Thank you, choir. They didn't know I was going to point at them. There will always be time outside, choosing to pause and to notice, like Tim spoke of. There is wonder, but we have to search for it. It takes a bit more work at times like these, and community helps us to find that joy and wonder together. This month, as we heard from Amy, our theme is practicing gratitude, grateful, which on the surface has become a bit of a saccharine term, right? Printed on mugs and sweatshirts. And anytime I see them, I get a little salty. Really? What are you grateful for? And so I'm going to amend our monthly theme and say it is choose gratitude, damn it. I said it. I said it. We still have a choice, even if our teeth are gritted, even as our hearts are broken and tears stream down our faces, even as people that I love are afraid to leave their homes because they have black or brown skin, even as we work for justice. Maybe the justice that we're working for, maybe the resistance that we're working towards right now is surviving. Maybe it's one day, one step at a time, like Tim talked about, choosing to notice. And when I speak of wonder, let's be honest, we're doing a bang-up job of wondering how much worse it can get, right? And continuing to have it get worse. This is the bad place. And time is still moving forward. We are still showing up. You who chose to show up here today, or are choosing to watch this online now or later, You chose this maybe because you're looking for that sliver of hope to slate your thirst, to comfort your weary heart. It's coming. I'm so grateful that you are here. Those around you in this room, I'm just going to speak for all of them and say they are grateful that you are here. We come to church to remember. We need each other to practice gratitude, damn it, in the midst of these hard times. Gratitude is the muscle that, when strengthened, leads to joy, leads to centeredness, and leads to God. Here it is, that sliver of hope you were looking for, but this is not a grateful that comes easy. This is a gratefulness that asks you to quiet the noise. That noise that tells you every reason you shouldn't be grateful. This is a workout for our hearts that involves pausing, checking in with that still small voice, and remembering that though we live in a fascist state, no one can take away our values. No one can take away our deep knowing that everyone, and I mean everyone, it's a challenge sometimes, has inherent worth and dignity. Everyone. And that is the future that we work for. Everyone, especially our trans beloveds, our immigrant beloveds, our disabled beloveds, they are wholly made in the image of God. Yes? And if you are pushing back against the fact that I just said God 2 times, because we are a pluralist, Unitarian, Universalist congregation, for many of us, God is love. Love is at the center of those values. Love that calls us to choose each other again and again, to choose this faith, this congregation, humanity as a whole, this planet. And gratitude nurtures that love. Benedictine monk brother David Stendhal Rast said, "Gratitude is the path to God." And it's from that place that joy comes. And he said that joy is the happiness that doesn't depend on what happens. Also, he is 99. I looked him up. It's pretty amazing. Joy is the happiness that doesn't depend on what happens. Brother David clarifies that we do not have to be grateful for everything. That is not where God is. So hear me now. Gratitude as a path to God, to love, does not mean that you are grateful for everything. Brother David grew up in Austria and was 12 when the Nazis invaded. He lived his teen years under fascism. He knew what it was to be surrounded by fear and heartbreak and hate and war. So make no mistake, this invitation to choose gratefulness anyway does not mean that we should be grateful for everything. There are many things that all of us are not grateful for, because choosing to be grateful for everything is a slippery slope to the terrible theology of everything happens for a reason. He said, you do not have to choose to be grateful for everything, but you can be grateful in every moment. Also a challenge. But if we stop, we notice and practice gratitude, joy comes forth from that. Brother David said, joy is the happiness that doesn't depend on what happens. That means that we can still celebrate the holidays, yes, even this year. And being grateful in every moment, he says, is simple. He says, here is his method. Stop, look, and go. So simple, really, a reminder to be present. He says if we stop, look, or notice, and then move forth from that place, gratitude naturally occurs. If we stop, look, and go, we will find the gratitude like that hill of wonder which leads to God on the path of joy and interdependence. Brother David says that by being grateful, we remember that we are connected to each other. Think how church would feel this morning if you were here alone. I'd still preach to you. But it'd feel a little different, right? Think how if the choir was singing and no one was here to listen, I'd still preach to you all. But it would feel different. Stop, notice, and go. Joy is the happiness that doesn't depend on what happens. Each Wednesday we sing to each other, let us hold one another in love and in care as we bless our meal, our nourishment that volunteers made and served to us, that people grew and cared for before this nourishment ended up in our bodies, nourishing our physical beings as this community nourishes our hearts. We choose gratefulness in community together. Stop, notice, and go. Many of you might be thinking of our Earth Ministry team's motto, which is notice, cherish, and protect. Their work is about being present and an invitation to notice the beauty around us, to cherish it and be grateful for it, and then from that place of deep wonder and appreciation, work for the beauty of the earth. Gratitude leads to action, to discernment about which direction to take. It quiets the voices that pull at you and listens to what's underneath, those bigger truths, and then from that to move from that place of groundedness. There is work to be done, beloveds. We are no longer sliding into fascism. We are there, and we need you all to survive. Your surviving this is of utmost importance. And if that is all you are capable of right now, that is enough. And if your gratitude is telling you that you are hungry for more, to use your voice to speak up against what's occurring, I hope you go to the table where Kaz and Gretchen will be to learn about this Isaiah event on December 13th. I will be there, and I hope many of you will too. When I attended the previous Isaiah event in October, as I looked out and saw 15 of us from this congregation, my heart swelled with gratitude that so many of you were present. This is no small thing. I feel the same feeling each Sunday when I look out and I see your faces. The joy and trust we are building together. It's a beautiful and sacred thing. Psalm 118, verse 24 says, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." And our Unitarian Universalist version could be, "This is the day that love has made. Let us rejoice and be glad for each other in it." Let us choose each other in this day and be glad in that, even if it's just for a moment. That joy will carry on within us. Choosing each other, choosing gratitude, choosing love, from these joy overflows. And what's true is that for many of us, these holiday months are complicated. Is anyone feeling that, even despite or in spite of the fascism that's occurring? Choosing joy comes easier this time of the year to some than others. And so in whatever way you can, let's choose it together. I signed up for Hallmark Plus this past week. Normally, I wait for December 1st to start watching their holiday films, but this year I just needed it right now. Therefore, if you need to infuse some early holiday joy in your life because that will help you to survive, that will bring you joy, go and do that. If something else is bringing you joy, go towards that, whether it's the new Taylor Swift album or a reality show about the Christmas cruise on Hallmark. Yes, I was watching that. Go forth towards those things that bring you joy. Let's not yuck each other's yums right now, because we need each other to survive. A story for you. My grandfather of beloved memory worked in public relations. He had his own firm for a while in Southern California, and he hated, I would say despised, that people would start putting up Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving, that the stores would not let us have Thanksgiving before Christmas. So he started a PR campaign that was titled, "Enjoy the Turkey Before the Tree." He made materials. He took out ads in the Orange County Register. He wrote op-eds. He made coloring books for children at local schools. As we can see, it didn't quite catch on. But I grew up with this culture of you didn't put out Christmas before Thanksgiving. You see, I love Christmas. I've always loved Christmas. I love Hallmark Christmas movies. I love the cheesier Christmas decorations, the better. You remember the mouse from my sermon last spring. I love all of the clutter of Christmas decorations for that short amount of time and the joy it brings me. Therefore, when I was in Aldi with my daughter the other day and noticed a bluey holiday mat, I chose it. And I brought it home and I put it on my stoop and I said, "Sorry, Grandpa." And every time I see it, it brings me joy. You see, Christmas is hard for me. My daughter Penelope died on December 23rd. I skipped Christmas that first year, and then my second daughter Nori was born, and I slowly, with gritted teeth, turned towards Christmas. A few decorations the first year, more each year after. And every year it's a struggle, but I continue to reclaim the joy that Christmas holds, even while holding that heartbreak. And I know I'm not the only one in this room with hard memories around this time. Many of us are holding the grief of those who aren't here, of one less seat at the table. And we can hold all of that grief. There is room for it in our hearts. There is room for it in our love. And there is room for it in our gratitude. Stop, notice, and go. Gratefulness doesn't have to be something profound. It doesn't have to be a life-changing experience. Gratefulness could be you acknowledging the person next to you in the pew who maybe wouldn't have had anyone else speak to them if you hadn't. Gratefulness could be you going up to the visitor and saying, "Welcome, we are so glad you are here." Gratefulness could be you coming to church even though your mind tried to talk you out of it today. Sounds like that was the case for a lot of the choir. I'm glad you still chose it. You all still chose this place and these people, knowing we aren't alone in our grief and in our joy. Maya Angelou said, "This is a wonderful day. I've never seen this one before." This is a wonderful day. On this wonderful day, I am grateful for the ways that our values showed up in many of the elections of this past week, and I'm grateful for all of you being here today. My wonder has a hill in it, and on my hill are all the people who are already decorating for the holidays. Because, finally, lest you need more convincing, studies show that people who decorate early for the holidays, and by early I mean before Thanksgiving, are happier. This is what you learn from watching Hallmark. Studies also show, because I did a deep dive to say, really? It's true. Studies also show that people with holiday lawn decorations are perceived to be friendlier than those who aren't. So I'm choosing all of those lawn decorations. The cheesier, the better. I'm choosing joy, I am choosing gratefulness, and I'm choosing all of you over and over again. I'm choosing to remember that my love is God, that your love is God incarnate, that we are bringing this into being. And this is the truth that no one can take from us. Stop, look, and go. Together, we will hold each other's hands as we make our way through one day, one moment at a time. My wonder has a hill in it, grass so green, a sky so blue you would think I imagined it. Come and join me on that hill. Let's hold hands and exclaim in delight, even in the midst of it all. Amen. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing In These Hard Times by Linda Hirshhorn, and then remain risen for our benediction. I invite you to join hands with your neighbor if you're comfortable with that. If you'd rather not, you can place your hand on your chest. We're going to do my favorite benediction that you might have memorized by now, so please repeat after me. It's by Wayne Arneson. Take courage, friends.
Take courage, friends.
The way is often hard.
The way is often hard.
The path is never clear.
The path is never clear.
And the stakes are very high.
And the stakes are very high.
Take courage.
Take courage.
For deep down, there is another truth.
There is another truth.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
Take courage. Take that with you into your week. Bless someone else with it. Will you turn to your neighbor and invite them to coffee hour?